Today I'm going to show you how to replace the rear camera in your iPhone 6 Plus. If you want to see any of the other repair videos, go ahead and click the links in the front of this video. Here's your iPhone 6 Plus. To get to the camera, we have to go through the screen, so grab your pentalobe screwdriver. If you need any tools or parts for this project, it can be found in the video description below. Once the bottom two screws are out, put your suction cup on the screen, lift up a little bit, and that'll allow your pry tool to slip in. Make sure you pry up only on the frame of the screen and the frame of the phone, so you don't bend the screen at all. You don't want to break it as you're attempting this project. The screens are pretty fragile, so be very careful as you're lifting it up. Don't bend it past 90 degrees, otherwise you'll put too much stress on the ribbon cables that are underneath this metal bracket. Take out the 5 screws, and then remove the metal bracket, and then each of these little ribbon cables, there's 4 of them, they're going to unsnap like a little Lego piece. Just put your little pry tool underneath the edge and lift up. Be careful not to bend them or anything. And that releases the screen, so you can see where the earpiece and the home button and everything else is. There's 2 screws on the side of the camera. Remove those. Then lift up the little connector right here, just like the screen had. Remove the top metal bracket, and the camera comes loose from the phone itself. And these will also be linked down in the video description below if you ever need to buy them. Usually they're pretty cheap. Watch out for this little ribbon cable right here. It's a little grounding cable. Be very careful not to rip it as you're pulling out the camera or off the metal bracket. Pop the camera back in place. Secure that little ribbon cable. Put the bracket back on top and get those 2 screws back in. This video is great if your camera ever stops working, or if you ever have specks in it or dust in it. You can take it out, replace it, you can clean it out. The video is great for all that kinds of stuff. Now we're going to get the screen placed back on. Each of these little connections need to be very securely, so make sure they're over the top of the connection and then press down and you'll feel it kind of snap into place. If you put your screen back down and there's lines running through it, that means there's one of these connections is not placed on as well as it should be. So after they're all on once, you can turn your phone on to test for lines without actually closing it all the way like I'm doing here. This screen looks perfect. There's no lines or anything in it. So I'm going to turn back off the phone because you don't want to be messing with it while it's on. And then I can screw down this metal plate over the connections. Anyway, now we're going to line up the top of the screen with the frame of the phone, and that's going to slide into place. And then I can go down along the edge of the phone and snap that into place as well. Make sure not to use too much pressure or you can crack your screen while you're doing this, so be super careful. Once it's all back into place, you can turn your phone on and get those bottom 2 screws into place, the same pentalobe screws that you took out. Anyway, thanks a ton for watching. I have a lot of fun making these videos. The best thing you can do for me is just subscribe to my YouTube channel. I do put up videos fairly often, and check out my Instagram. Thanks a ton for watching. Hope to see you around.